His Majesty. Yes, greetings in the name of the Church of Emperor Haile Selassie I. One God, blessed be Jah Rastafari, Emperor Haile Selassie I. His Majesty. And my name is Abad Abdia from the church branch in New York. And the agenda for today, honestly, is liberty in our nation. When we say liberty in our nation, what do we actually mean by that? Well, to give you a short history, understand, the Church of Emperor Haile Selassie I, understand, was a gift given to us by Asawasin, Selassie, who is the son of who? Emperor Haile Selassie I, understand? And he also gave us the IEWF, and that is the what? The Imperial Ethiopian World what? Federation. And those things was given to us to continue the constitutional monarchy that was exiled, understand, in Ethiopia, 1974-75. So when we say liberty in our nation, the church will never, ever, ever stop saying we want the restoration of the dynasty throne of who? Emperor Haile Selassie I, which brings us to the whole matter in Ethiopia going on now. This state of emergency. That the government, which is the same prime minister who said he resigned, but he's still active until they find somebody, put the country in that state. And when we look at what's going on, it's this political warfare going on. Because the oppositions, they're still holding demonstrations. The political leaders, they're still putting together political agendas, although it's been outlawed in the country through the state of emergency. So what are we saying as Rastafarians and as people who love justice and what? Hate aggression. What are we saying? We can't sit back and not say nothing. That's why the mass movement was created, so that we can use our voice to reach them. Because what's going on in Ethiopia now is bloodshed. It's bloodshed. Although they may seem like this government is a good government, this government had the same type of mindset that Mengistu government had. Nothing changed, although they overthrew them 91. The Tigrians overthrew them 91 and then gave them this government. Nothing changed. They're still following the same procedures that Mengistu was following, which is conquer and control. And all those who was against honor, kill them. Because yes, they're killing protesters, although they say on the news, one protester died too. It's more than that. They're lying. We have to come together with a mindset, and to the political leaderism out there who's watching, understand, from Ethiopia and afar, honor slogan have to change. Change the slogan from this more freedom of speech talk and more democratic talk to a constitutional monarchy that brings back God government. Yes, God government upon earth. Understand? So again, our agenda today is liberty in our nation. And long live Emperor Haile Selassie I, dynasty blessed be Jah Rastafari, Emperor Haile Selassie I.
Yes, greetings. My name is Abba Chubiel. I'm in New York, but I'll be going back to Trinidad soon, tonight. So, with that, the mass movement and people who coming to be part of the mass movement, you hear what the Virgin said earlier on, liberty in our nation. So I'm going to say something to what His Majesty told them 1974. Because His Majesty is a people's person.
Sure.
His Majesty is a people's person. So let the people, because the voice of the people is the voice of God. And the house of David represent that God family on earth. And Emperor Haile Selassie I is direct descendant from that family.
Sure.
So you see, so with that now, we will look the virgins earlier, liberty in our nation. So with liberty in our nation, we want the people them to come to rally for constitutional monarchy. And their slogan should be no king, no identity. Because if we don't have our king, we don't have an identity. We're like a chicken without a head. So we want our king through constitutional monarchy that we can say what His Majesty say. As I told you before, His Majesty is a people post, but I never tell you what His Majesty say. So I can tell you what His Majesty say now. If the revolution benefit the people, it is for the revolution. And the revolution do not benefit the people, it's not for the revolution. But I, Emperor Haile Selassie I, remain Emperor of Ethiopia. So we need constitutional monarchy to get our king, to get our identity, that we can have unity and liberty within our nation, what the Virgin speak of earlier. Because if you don't have a king, how we not have no identity? And with no identity, we not have no unity. We have discord.
Sure.
And the state of emergency, open my eyes and see, is 1974 is being enacted again upon the people them in a new form and a new disguise. So we can't make them play politics with us and make politics with the Ethiopian people and people who love justice and hate aggression, because we don't need no glasses enough to see what is taking place in the world today. We don't need no glasses. Reality confront every man to see what is taking place in the world. Look at happening in Ethiopia. So we the people then come join the Bas movement with Abuna Emmanuel Fox as the head of both church and state, the same two institutions where the Virgin speak of earlier, come for the betterment of man. So we come rally and let everybody come with one voice. And what is the one voice? No king, no identity. No king, no identity. No king, no identity. So we need a king. And without that identity, Ethiopia will have no peace. There will be no betterment for Ethiopia, for those home and abroad. So when he set up in program, it was for Ethiopians at home alone, for those home and abroad, because we are the exiled ones, we are the Jacobites. We are the Jacobites who come from a longer time. So that's why we'll forever hear our voice. Because we is Ethiopians. And as Ethiopians, we don't need no citizenship. So we're not going to buy no citizenship. We're not going to buy that. That is for the West Africans and them who do I owe to the expansion of colonialism. The New World was the charter. And to bring those who come from these various places to work the plantation. These people will go on citizenship. I don't need no citizenship. I don't need no citizenship. And our brethren who is Ethiopian and those who have the Church of Haile Selassie I, we don't need no citizenship. Because we as exiled people living on the estate of Emperor Haile Selassie I and as tenants and as dwellers on this estate. Because the church of the Virgin tell us earlier, it was given as a gift. It was given as a gift. And if a man give you his name to use as an estate, you know somebody give you something to use as an estate, you know that, the person saying to you, and it's somebody directly from the house of David. So it's not a pauper. And I'm not going to make you believe, say, when Joshua the Christ was born, they say he was born in a manger, and then they were among animals, like if the man was a pauper, the man was a royalist. Those tall people, the mentality with our old Ipa, Bedo. Our people have to wake up and see now what is taking place and realize and come with one voice for the restoration of the dynasty of Emperor Haile Selassie I to constitutional monarchy, that Ethiopia can have peace, Ethiopia can have unity, and all the protesting for, all they can get it.
Sure.
All they can get it, because under His Majesty reign, under His Majesty government, with the program that He set, everything is there for you. But if you go and protest and don't protest for the liberation of Ethiopia and the restoration of the dynasty of Emperor Haile Selassie I to constitutional monarchy, so your slogan again should be constitutional monarchy, no king, no identity. No king, no identity. Constitutional monarchy, no king, no identity. No king, no identity. And with that, we're going to say, Lion of Judah shall break every chain and give us the victory again, again, and again. Lion of Judah shall break every chain and give us the victory again, again, and again. Lion of Judah shall break every chain and give us the victory again, and again, and again. Blessed be Jah, Rastafari, Emperor Haile Selassie I liveth. Long live the dynasty of Emperor Haile Selassie I, His Majesty Rastafari.
Greetings in the name of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I, one God. And I greet you in the divine name of Emperor Haile Selassie I. And as you hear Virgin talk, we talk about the Church of Haile Selassie I. The Church of Haile Selassie I was a gift by the royal family, King Haile Selassie, to his people in Jamaica, Rastafarians, Ethiopian people, blood brothers, who recognize and who know who they are. What is going on in Ethiopia right now is forcing the people to forget who they are and where they're coming from. State of emergency where people have no rights of coming together to discuss their common problems. They have no rights to vote for what's going on in their country. Police and soldiers can come in and search their place and kill them. Because the whole thing about this state of emergency, to be able to murder people legally.
Sure.
We know what's going on because we can see through the different moves that have been made in Ethiopia. We can see right through it. They're trying to create an event and then shape it. The event was created when Haile Mariam Desalegn resigned. The shaping of it now is through the state of emergency into the same Stalinist style government to continue to oppress their own people, Ethiopian people, to oppress the spirit of Ethiopian people. Well, I can tell them this, because I am speaking to Ethiopian people. Ethiopian spirit cannot be oppressed. It cannot be repressed. Ethiopian spirit repelled Italian invaders 1936 and 1935, 1935-41 and 1896 at the Battle of Ottawa. That unity that is necessary in Ethiopia right now to bring all the different groups together, the Oromo, the Amhara, the Tigrayan people, all these groups together is the monarchy, the constitutional monarchy that was established by His Imperial Majesty, laying the base of government in 1916 and establishing a constitution in 1933 and 31. You understand? And then come back and revise it again in
1955.
You understand? So the thing about it is that we know what is going on in Ethiopia right now and we can see through it. And you have to come through the Church of Haile Selassie first to be able to identify why Ethiopia is so important in the world today. Ethiopia is the linchpin of world peace. If Ethiopia falls, the world will fall into another world war. No question about that. But His Majesty is the greatest prophet that has come through in the last 2,000 to 3,000 years. Because he prophesied of what was going to happen in time to come. He prophesied what would happen in 1935. He prophesied what would happen in 1941. And he prophesied about today and what is going on. So we believe in His Majesty's prophecy and we will hold on to that hope for the Ethiopian people to be able to come out of this oppression for the Stalinist government and to restore the constitutional monarchy of Ethiopia and bring it back to that greatness that existed and will continue to exist. The Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I. Blessed be
Jah Rastafari, Emperor Haile Selassie I.
Yes, greetings in the name of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I, one God. My name is Brother Amaziah, Brother Ralph, Levite at the Church of Emperor Haile Selassie I, Baba the Christian Haile Selassie I here in Brooklyn, New York. And I'm kind of glad I heard my brethren bring up 2 points about Ethiopians' history, because you know history is a nation, guys. History is a nation destiny. And 2 things that he brought up was Ethiopia's need to defend itself against foreign invaders in 1896 at the Battle of Adwa, and 1935-41 against Italian invaders a second time. And it seems that, you know, anytime you look at Ethiopian history, if you're going to tell the truth, there's always been a history of fighting. But you see, when it came to foreign invaders and foreign ideologies, the Ethiopian people always united under that one banner of unity, you know, which is the emperor. That one banner of unity, which is their sovereignty. That one banner of unity, which is their independence. And come together, fight and repel the invaders, and we see in history it show that they've been victorious. But you see the evil, like a evil entity came into the Ethiopians, you know, from 75 to this day, where they're not fighting the foreign, and they fighting each other through the ideology of the foreign invader, which is a parasite, which is called communism, socialism. You understand? That today, in today's history, because right now history in the making, what is the gift that the Prime Minister gave to the people after resigning? He gave them a state of emergency. You understand? And what is that state of emergency? Is another way of oppressing the people.
Sure.
Because under the state of emergency, there's so many things in the Constitution already that's restrictive, that is being more restricted just because of this military state that's been put in Ethiopia. In Ethiopia right now. So freedom of movement, freedom of expression, that finish and done. And just like when the United States charged Ethiopia for misappropriation of the use of their anti-terrorist status, it's the same way they use in the state of emergency now to clean up house, to go after opposition force, to go against their enemies and just take them out. You understand? And because it's a state of emergency, that means they have the right to close down communication, which is key for giving information. So you're not really getting a lot of information still about what's going on in Ethiopia. And worse, the Ethiopians who are in Ethiopia right now is not getting our message, because all freedom of expression is not free anymore. You understand? So when we say history is a nation guide, is a nation destiny, we see the same thing repeating itself over and over and over again. But yet the Ethiopian people, Ethiopian government haven't been learning their lesson in history. Because again, a pre-1974 government is what is needed in Ethiopia, because before the advent of the Derg, Ethiopia truly was free. There was truly liberty in our nation. You understand? Under constitutional monarchy, under Emperor Haile Selassie I. And this is something that is tried and true, written in stone, written in history, because the acts of God is in history. You understand? So if we look, okay, before Haile Selassie I, how was Ethiopia run? Monarchy. And before that, monarchy. And before that, monarchy. And thousands of years uninterrupted of monarchy ruling Ethiopia. So I don't understand why the people don't really start to see that there's only really one way. If you tried the other way and it failed you, then why not go back to a system that worked for you? Because listen, Ethiopia, Africa teach the world about God.
Sure.
Teach the world about government. We were not savages.
Sure.
The history that they try to teach us about African history and Ethiopian history, we weren't the savages. We weren't the ones that was eating out of skulls. We had gold spoon and fork and knife and napkin and butler and servants and we ate cooked food with fire and understood how to use and manipulate the elements to build civilization. Yes, we did that. So how is it that now, especially Ethiopia, #1?
Sure.
You understand? So how we adopt now philosophies and doctrines and ways that take us so backward away from that glory that we forget ourselves. You understand? Like we look in a mirror and then as soon as we turn away from it, we forget what manner of person we are.
Sure.
And like the priest preached today, we was made in the image and likeness of God. You understand? We are children of the Almighty. Ethiopians, the land where the gods love to be.
Sure.
And today it's in a state of emergency. Look at that. So we got to think about what is it that we want. So the chant should be, like the man said, no king, no identity. Because if we don't have a king, how are we going to claim that sovereignty and that sovereignty? We have to have that king to represent we, because we is theocrat. We is not Democrat, we not Republican, we not socialist, we not communist, we not this and this and that and this. We is monarchists. We follow the king, we follow the emperor. And we follow the Solomon, we follow the lineage of Emperor Haile Selassie I.
Majesty.
You understand?
Haile Selassie I's dynasty.
So exactly, Haile Selassie I dynasty. You understand? So that's the line, because that's the only way. That's the only way for Ethiopia. That's the only way for the world. But for Ethiopia first.
Sure.
You understand? Because we could forget about his prophecy saying America have to be the ruling in morality. Forget about that. The only way for world peace now is for Ethiopia to put his head on straight again.
Sure.
You understand?
True.
Yeah, stop taking lie. Start dealing with truth. Dealing with truth. Look at your history.
Sure.
Look at your history. And then you understand, you know. And it's not no lie. And no matter how much they try to bury it, they can't bury it.
Sure.
You understand? So let's look at it again and take more pride. You understand? In what it means to be an Ethiopian, what it means to be a follower and a part of a movement for the restoration of His Majesty dynasty in Ethiopia, the liberation of Ethiopia. You understand? So again, support the mass movement, support the Church of Haile Selassie I, support the IEWF, share the videos, have conversation about them. Do what we say, which is just do your homework, research and study. And then if you have something to say, say it. You understand? So with that, long live the dynasty of Emperor Haile Selassie I. Emperor Haile Selassie I, one God, blessed be Jah.
Rastafari, Emperor Haile Selassie I, living.
Yes, greetings in the name of Babetta Christian Haile Selassie I, the Church of Haile Selassie I, and the Imperial Ethiopian World Federation. My regular American name is Jelani, but my baptism name is Ismachi. I'm the assistant abbot to Abbot Abdia in the Church of Haile Selassie I in the New York branch. And I would like to start off by saying that all of the state of emergency and the chaos that's going on in the world, it come back to a statement I would like to quote from His Majesty. He said, Africans today are in bondage because they approach spirituality, and I would add the word government, provide. Why? Because they seek spirituality and government provided by foreign invaders and conquerors.
Sure.
You understand? But at the same time now, we have to understand that all of what's going on, we have to look toward constitutional monarchy. Why? Because as the man said, constitutional monarchy is our identity. God himself is a theocrat. God don't talk about democracy and them things. God himself is a theocrat. You understand? And all of what's going on now, it just shows that man is incapable of ruling himself. You understand? So also, I would like to read something that His Majesty said that is taking place right now. What I'm about to read, we from the Church of Haile Selassie I are the pioneers, and what my Abbot Shubael teach me said, we are trendsetters and not followers. So what we doing, we are setting a trend for what I'm about to read now. So when this day come, which is liberation and restoration, history proves that the Church of Haile Selassie I was there. You understand? And we are those that Revelation speaks of that made our robes white through the blood of the Lamb, which is the life. You understand? So bring it back to His Majesty now. It says that in his speech, he have a speech called Tomorrow's World Government Structure. It said, now notice how the world government will function during the next 1,000 years. It will be no so-called democracy. It will not be socialism. It will not be communism. It will not be fascism. It will not be human monarchy or oligarchy or plutocracy. It will not be man's government over man. Man has proven utterly incapable of ruling himself. It will be a divine government, theocracy, constitutional monarchy is what it's saying. And it says, the government of God ruling over humans. It will not be a government from the bottom up. The people will have no vote. It will not be government by the people, but government for the people. It will be government from the top, God Almighty down. It will be hierarchy in form. It will be no election, no campaigns, no fundraising dinners, no dirty political campaigns, where each candidate attempts to put himself forward in most favorable light, defaming and denouncing and discrediting his opponents. You understand? So I'm not going to continue to read the rest. You understand? But that show you that that's what we are looking towards. You understand? A new world government, as we say, a new world order, not through Babylon concept, but Haile Selassie I government. Sure. It must come back. You understand? And as the Virgin said, Ethiopia have to bring that back first, and then that's what will have to rule the world. You understand? Because His Majesty defend the world, and that's why he's called Earth's rightful ruler. And he proved himself as that, as a liberator, as God. You understand? Physically in the flesh, not no metaphysical being who you pray to for 1,000 years and we still in oppression. No. Sure. The time is now that we have to fight and defend God's government. God did his part already. God come fight already and do his thing. Sure. So it come like 1975 was the 7th day for His Majesty in rest. It's his time to rest. And now the people them can't depend upon His Majesty. We have to do what we have to do. You understand? Meaning that we have to defend the sovereignty and the integrity of Ethiopia with our life. With our life. Because those that gave their life 35 to 41, we can't make them go, we can't make them look like all of what they went through for was in vain. You crazy? Psalm said that He's our guide even unto death. So I'm not going to prolong the thing. You understand? With that, blessed be Jah
Rastafari, Emperor Haile Selassie I liveth. Greetings in the name of His Imperial Majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie I, Brother Jason, Brother Mariah, coming to you from the Church of Emperor Haile Selassie I in North America. And we are here again another Sunday, you know.
to give thanks to His Imperial Majesty in spirit and truth, thanks and praises. And one thing the priest said today is that to give thanks and praises in spirit and truth to His Majesty, you have to be in church. Understand? You have to be here. So, brothers and sisters, Rastafarians, right? People who love truth and justice and hate aggressions, welcome. Come worship with us at the Church of Emperor Haile Selassie I at 470 Gates Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, 11216. And be a part of the struggle, you know, to save humanity. If the world don't know that this struggle, the mass movement, is the savior of humanity. You understand? Now look, Jesus Christ died for your sin, savior talk. You understand? Working towards the liberation of Ethiopians, home and abroad, you know. Calling out all Rastafarians to come under the umbrella of the Imperial Ethiopian World Federation. You all don't have to come to the Church of Emperor Haile Selassie I and worship with us, but have the same aims and objective as us, you know, that we can organize and centralize, as His Majesty say, that Ethiopia can be saved, you know, our life, Ethiopians in the West can be saved, and we want Ethiopians worldwide be saved,
Sure.
you know, and the mass movement is here, so come and support the mass movement at the Church of Emperor Haile Selassie I, 470 Gates Avenue, Brooklyn, New York. I said it. And in Jamaica, 29 Oxford Street, downtown Kingston, Jamaica. And in Barbados, and Barbados as well, St. Thomas, and in London. Support the church. And the Church of Emperor Haile Selassie I in Trinidad and Tobago is being built right now. Abba Trubel is going back. Tonight, I talked to Virgin who building the church right now this morning. So the church in Trinidad and Tobago need workers, because it's one man on the Church of Emperor Selassie I. Rasta people is one man, you know, on the Church of Emperor Selassie I. And we say we are Rasta. This church bury. Now I won't even go there yet. This church bless the children, the infants. Marry the adults. Baptize adults. Bury the deceased the right way. And we be fighting for the liberation, you know, that all Rasta, people who love truth and justice and hate aggression, can come and have a place where they can worship God, Emperor Haile Selassie I. And that was the main objective of the church. That His Majesty's name can be praised in temple worship. It wasn't in the bush. It wasn't in Prospect Park, as the priest said today. It wasn't in Prospect Park. It was in St. George Cathedral. It was in a cathedral that His Majesty get his initiation, the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, Emperor Haile Selassie I. It was in a cathedral. So Rasta people hang up a bamboo throne, and not to say, come worship with us. You know what I mean? Because there's only one throne, and it's God's throne. It's Emperor Selassie I sitting on it. You understand? He on the throne. You understand? But we want to call Ethiopians home and abroad. You understand? That the mass movement is fighting to take away the aggression that the Ethiopian government, Haile Selassie, the Prime Minister, is putting the Ethiopian citizens under house arrest, under lockdown. They lock down the country. Understand? Because why? They don't want monarchy. It's His Majesty's turn. Again, give him back his glory. He have his glory, you know. It's his glory. You can't take it from him. As the Abba Shubel say, His Majesty remained emperor. He gave the people their heart desire, but he remained emperor. So, people, Let man know thyself, you know. His Majesty, Rastafari.
Blessed be
Jah! Rastafari, Emperor Haile Selassie I. Wait.
Greetings, my name is Teddy L. I'm from the Church of Haile Selassie I. And I don't want to stay on the platform too long, you know, because I know who are the players of this world. I do know them. Yes, I do understand them. So when His Majesty defeat the Pope, 1941, he rise again to come take Ethiopia under communism. You hear me? So we can't get lost in foreign doctrine. We want our emperor back. We want him back on the throne. I know he's not going to physically come back, you know, but the throne is grandson. He has grandsons because it's a family business. You understand? Sons after sons after son. Sons become fathers. Yeah. Like the priest preached today. Genesis 1:26. And God said, let us make man. You understand? So I don't want to get too technical about this. We want back our emperor. We want back the throne of Emperor Haile Selassie I to rule the world.
Constitutional
monarchy.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So I don't want to stress the people. But the mass movement, the people they must find a leader. The leader must come from the throne of Emperor Haile Selassie I. I'm talking to the people in Ethiopia who's going to watch this Facebook. Call for your emperor. You are under fascism, communism, the same forces that come to rule the world. And if it wasn't for His Majesty, who is God Almighty, you wouldn't be alive today. So again, people, use your understanding, and read the scriptures. It will show you His Majesty. It will show you. Just read the scriptures. You will see him there. Just put when you come to Lord, capital L, capital O, capital R, capital D. It's him. Him come back.
True.
Him carry all the powers, all the glory. It's him. So, again, and the black people out there, let's leave it alone. His Majesty, God protect you. Support the mass movement. Support the mass movement. His Majesty.
Blessed be
Jah. Rastafari, Emperor Haile Selassie I.
Yes, greetings. This is Brother Shubiel again from the Church of Haile Selassie I. There are some people that don't know in Trinidad that will soon leave and go to Trinidad. I'm like this to reach the people in Trinidad and Tobago that we're looking for workers to come help us with the Church of Haile Selassie I and build the basic school of Prince Onias. I mean, and without workers can't be done.
Location.
And when they done one thing, we're going to say to the people of Trinidad and Tobago, internationally, the people them who is leading the Rastafarian people, who is called shepherds or who is called this, leaders, and take themselves titles. Elders and however title you want to call yourself. If the people in 1930, which part Rastafari went? So people, if your leader who is leading you and he says he's a Rastafarian, ask him 1930, which part Rastafari went to get the name Haile Selassie I. He went into a temple. So if you fall in Rastafari, you must go back into a temple.
Sure.
And when you go back into a temple now, you must transfigurate like a Rastafari. Transfigurate. And becomes Haile Selassie I. You must become a Haile Selassie I. You must be an initiate. So you can only get that through the church. And if we don't have a church, so if the people them going lead you and they don't lead you back to a church, then they're leading you the wrong way, my brethren. They're leading you the wrong way, my sister. Because if you fall in Rastafari, and Rastafari went into a temple, and you fall in Rastafari, you don't go into a temple, then another Rastafari you fall in. Another Rastafari you fall in, but I don't know where you're falling. You have to tell me you're falling, but I know you're not falling in Rastafari. Because if you're falling in Rastafari, you'll have to go into a temple. You'll have to go into a church, and I'm not going to accept when you old big man them say, oh, I's the first temple. No. So I go ask you, I can't come in here and worship. So here is DNA manifested into energy. Like what the priest said today, let us make man through cohabitation. So through he make man, then we must come together that we must have a place, a building, where we can, as an institution, have a continuity. That way our generation can come and don't have to be ashamed of what the predecessors believe in, what their parents believe in, or how their parents look. They will be able to defend it and say, oh, you're glad to look how I look if you know what I know. And my sadness is a gladness, but your madness is a sadness. So if we don't have a place, then how are we going to teach the children? Where are we going to lead them to? Back to the Catholic Church? Back to the Anglican Church, the same people who will fireburn?
No.
Who is not places like Jamaica, England, America, where the church is established, where people can get the Rastafarian there, can go and get proper representation. The people in Trinidad and Tobago, what representation they have? They have no representation. What institution they have to facilitate their religious needs, even their political needs. So let's look at it again and come and then we work together in the Newlands Library. Everybody knows but ladders, pubbies, but you can't find it, it's not too far. 2 houses down on the opposite side. And if you notice but the Sobol Basic School is right opposite the Sobol Basic School. So anybody want to get in contact, look at the Church of Haile Selassie I.org.
Himchurch.org.
Himchurch.org. And should we go and set up certain things as the work go along, we're going to put it back on the Facebook and show you the development, where we reach and where we is at. To know, no joke we are joke.
Sure.
No joke we are joke because we don't take the emperor name and joke with the emperor name. We don't joke with the emperor name. Anything the emperor do, it was successful. Everything it was the protocol and the phototype. So if it was the protocol and the phototype, you know everything up to par. So with that, I will leave a number with all for Chini. So who is in Trinidad and listening this right now and all want to feel say, all want to give a contribution, all is a carpenter, or is a builder. They will come together and go 276-5407. You know what I mean? So all you can take that number and after from tomorrow I go there actually and we could come together and we could work to build something and take out shame out of Rastafarian face in Trinidad and Tobago.
Sure.
Take out shame like how the church in New York, take out shame out of the people in New York. The church in Jamaica, take out shame out of the people facing Jamaica. Barbados, England, it take away the shame from the Rastafarian face. We're going to say, where is their God? Who buried their dead? Who blessed their children? Where's the institution? Yeah. And they said, the curse of our God.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
And they have to come back to it. So then, and James, if a man lava, mouth, and that man suffer, the religion is vain. And God forbid, I know our religion is not vain.
No.
Never.
Our religion is not vain. Like Paulinism.
Sure.
Yes.
Like Paulinism,
Yeah.
because Paulinism is established Christendom with faith is substance, hope for, evidence unseen. If you analyze that grammatically, you will see it's an illusion. It's a total illusion. So you see with that, let me look to below our thing to take shame out of our face. That we could take the beam out of our own eye and we can have an inheritance for our children, the unborn and the generation to come, that we can say, yes, I am a Rastafarian, I am a Haile Selassie I, and you can see that with proud.
Sure.
And you really see that, and you see it with authority. Authority because why? You have legitimate and legal right to say, because why? You have a place to worship. If something happens and you go in the hospital, you can say, what's your priest name? You give him your priest name, you give him an address, give him a telephone number. Just like when the Christian, he give you priest name, he give this name. The Muslim, the same thing. You have place for mass, he give. So, the Rasta, one to the Rasta man, you know, folks too. Well, you know, folks too. So we must always be at your foot and then no. We have to step up and kick with that. Kick with whoever supported that, kick with them foot.
Sure.
And we don't care how they want to fall. We go kick with them foot.
Sure.
And we don't care how them fall. Because we be talking about progress. And we're going to talk about progress. We say we love Rastafari. And it's Rastafari bring progress. So it's all about progress. Because progress is Rastafari. So we're going to deal with progress. So we will come and build something for Trinidad. And as I say again, the number is 276-5407. And that is the same one about who gave the defiant message. So as time go along, we're going to have Arab Pro and we'll have a discussion on the same Facebook. And all you go see my face more. So His Majesty Rastafari.
Blessed be.